Welcome again to Gen 104. As you explore, you will notice this course has live learning. You might be wondering what exactly this live learning component in the course is, and you might even be a bit nervous about it. Live learning is an important part of the course because it will give you a strong example of annotation in real time. The instructor who leads the live learning session may or may not be your instructor, and that can be a good thing. Since we each annotate differently, seeing how different instructors annotate gives you a lot of examples as you develop your own annotation process. Your role is to observe the session. You can take a more active role during the question and answer period if you wish, but all you need to do during the session is to follow along. You don't have to speak or type in the chat. You don't even need to turn on your camera. Frequently asked questions about live learning can be found in the required live learning sessions announcement in the course. Click on the announcement to view the answers and to access the Gen 104 Annotate Along worksheet you will need for the session. To find the live learning schedule, click on the live learning link on the left side navigation panel. This will take you to information about accessing the live learning session. Be sure to scroll down to the bottom to see the calendar of sessions. There is also a reminder in week 3. And the Annotate Along worksheet can be found there as well. You will notice there is a Microsoft Word version of the worksheet as well as a PDF version. You can use whichever version works best for you. We call the Gen 104 live learning session the Annotate Along because you will be watching an instructor annotate a short story and you will annotate the same short story. The Annotate Along worksheet is set up just like the reading notebooks. You have 3 options for completing the worksheet. You can make the same notes as the instructor during the session, you can make your own notes during the session, or you can make your notes after the session. Many students are still getting used to taking notes as they read, and trying to take notes while listening to someone else can be a lot to manage at once. So if you prefer to observe the session and make notes afterward, that's completely fine. Once you've completed the Annotate Along worksheet, save it somewhere you can access it later as you will need it in week 5. Here's a quick overview of how the sessions run. There are usually 2 or 3 instructors there, one to demonstrate annotation, one to monitor the chat, and perhaps another one for anything else that might be needed. They will probably be logged on before you, but if things are dark and quiet, don't worry. That's normal until a few minutes before the session begins. Sometimes there is some chatting before the session as the instructors set up the presentation and make sure they can be seen and heard. They may invite students to say hello or share where they are from. Feel free to share if you'd like, but you can stay quiet if you prefer. The instructor who is annotating will explain how the session runs, share some information about why and what we annotate, and give an overview of the story they will be annotating. Then they will dive into the story. They will read it aloud and stop in places to make their notes and explain why they are making those notes. This will help you to get a feel for what to annotate on your own. After they finish the story, there's a question and answer period. During the Q&A, you can unmute to ask a question or share a concern, or you can type it in the chat. The instructors will stay to address those questions and concerns. If you prefer, you can just hang out and listen to what others have to say, or you can log off as soon as the demonstration portion has ended. And that's it. There's a session offered every week, rotating between Wednesday afternoon evening time and Friday late morning, early afternoon. You only need to attend one session, but you can attend as many as you would like. One last thing, we know that something might come up that prevents you from attending a live session. If it looks like you won't be able to attend, please let your instructor know by week 5 so they can help you with how to fulfill the live learning requirement. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact your instructor. They would be more than happy to help.